Hello guys, this is Pap from Pap back at it again, and today we finally have another video for the new stuff. Sorry for the delay guys, but since Friday it has just been so tough playing the game. There have been some server issues, especially in Europe, as from what I've heard, so I wasn't really able to play. It took so much time, there was so much delay. I was ending all of my duels online in PvP, just losing by time limit, and it was literally unplayable except for, you know, farming the standard duelist where you can just put the auto duel on and wait as long as it took to do all of the duels. But yeah, finally it seems that after today's maintenance the problem should be solved. So in case you were wondering, there are no more issues as far as I know, and I'm super happy about it, definitely. So here we are with today's deck list. So as you may have seen from the thumbnail, we're talking about Super Quantum, but I'm not using Overlay Booster. I'm using instead Sherry, so Revolution de FLEUR. So it was time to take back this skill, and I honestly love it. I'm gonna tell you why. So this is the deck list. Revolution de FLEUR gives you a way to go second. Like, if you go first, as you will see, with this deck list or with the classic one, you can just try to go on to end on the tower, the Great Magnus, with even six materials, 666 materials. I mean, need 4 to be unaffected. Plus you have a non-targeting quick shuffle during the main phase. That's insane, even during your opponent's turn. So that's really good. And you can end even on 6. Well, and while this card has 6 materials, your opponent can't add card from the deck to hand by card effects, and that's super nice. But the thing is, with Revolution de FLEUR instead, you have more plays. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the extra deck feels quite tight, of course, as always, but I have managed to sneak in a couple of plays. Now, apart from the Social de FLEUR that really gives your best way going second, as it is without your normal summon, you have access to a pop, plus a Dingirsu summon with with none of your resource wasted. And apart from that, you also have a way to draw a card with Status Charge Warrior, like, of course, playing the tuner with the skill by returning a card from your hand to the deck, and you can draw a card and also add another one. So I'm going with, of course, the classic build, like the classic combo, summoning the bulb. And once you have the Status Charge Warrior and drew a card, you can summon the bulb, get your Power Tool Dragon, grab the Durandal. Basically, you reveal 3 Durandal, so your opponent has to choose a Durandal. And with Durandal, you can grab the red layer. That is very nice, especially as a fodder to the Scar with the Magnet Carrier, because of course, when it's sent to the grave, it triggers, and its effect gets triggered, and you special summon another Super Quantum monster, even if it can't activate its effect. But that's super nice, honestly. And I mean, an additional summon, you could use your Magnet Carrier eventually on. So now, as you can see, the deck list just has 28 cards. The other 2 missing are the 3rd copy of the white layer that I do not have, and the 3rd copy of blue layer. So if you have 3 entry of these 2 guys, that are basically the cards you always want to see in your starting hand, definitely add the 3rd copies. Also, that's why we're playing Emergency Teleport, because this is basically a 4th copy of blue layer, in my case just a 3rd one. But that's it. And yeah, for the extra deck, 1 of each of the Power Rangers, and of course 1 of the King, and the other part is Dingirsu for the Social de FLEUR and the Sorcerer de FLEUR combo. Status Charge to Synchro Summon with the Necro Synchron, and the level 4 or even a level 5, of course, by changing the level with the skill. So you draw a card, get the bulb, get the Power Tool with the bulb, and you can grab another Super Quantum, basically. That's it, guys, for the explanation. Pretty straightforward deck. For the combo, guys, again, you always want to hand on Magna Carrier on the field. Keep in mind, during your turn 1, even if you do not end on the king, just having the red one, the Magna Leaguer, and the green one, the Ouroboros, could be already a very good turn 1. Actually, Magna Carrier plus one of these two, or maybe just two of these three, is just perfect, because they provide you really solid interruptions that can definitely help you go through your opponent's turn. And when it's your turn again, you can do so much stuff, because all of these guys have effect in the graveyard, plus of course the Source the FLEUR eventual effect. Anyway, guys, that's everything for the explanation. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comment section down below, and let's jump right into the replays. Here we go, my boys. First replay against Secret Beast. Let's see what we have here. It's him going first, so let's speed things up. Let's see. Classic turn 1 for Secret Beast. So he's got the Fallen Paradise, of course, drawing a couple of cards. So we do expect him having a couple of entraps for sure, as he has no back rows. So we started with the Necro Flare and of course the Soch, because it's ear. It's ear and super nice. Popping the field spell, and even though we don't really need that, as we can just go Din Gears, so getting rid of the Raviel. At this point, I think he just had the Schoolmeister, probably, even though he could have stopped the Necro Flare, but still we got. Now, after you cleared, basically after you just inflicted a -2 to your opponent, you can start with the Super Quantum part. So we got the Y layer, the Alphan, milling, of course. Keep in mind, Alphan and the blue are usually what you want normal summon. And red layer again, so all of the effects from the grave, grabbing of course the also the field spell. We got the Y layer and then the blue one as well, and he just scoped. I mean, he just had a zero attack monster attack position. So as always, Revolution the FLEUR is going second gives you so much stuff. And I think it's what this deck needs, you know, alongside the Super Quantum strategy. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Second duel, here we go. Let's see. It's us still going for a second. So he's got basically Suship, right? So he's got also, we know he has a Chalice. I actually don't think I did pay attention back when I was playing the duel. You're gonna understand why. So it's got a couple of back rows basically, and these that does nothing, so we only have to care about the back rows. We have Emergency Teleport to begin with, so basically it's our copy of blue layer. It's got Chalice, super sad, but not really, because we have also the Magna Carrier already in our hand. At this point, Synchro Summon, as you can see, that was the plan, because the blue layer is level 3 and you need the level 4. With the skill, you reduce its level by 1, so it becomes a 2, and then with Necro Synchro, you increase its level to 4, so you can go into Stardust Charge Warrior, drawing a card, plus getting, of course, the bulb out. He's got the compulsory on the Stardust Charge Warrior, not really the best thing. At this point, we also draw the Source the FLEUR, but keep in mind that in all of this we still have our normal summon. So I went with the Dingirso, and just of course to get rid of that Magna Carrier, the normal summon of the green one, making the Ouroboros just in case he has something. So Revolution the FLEUR to make that a level 8. And going, of course, all the way to lethal. Of course, with Ouroboros on the field, we had guaranteed a flip down effect, like a Canadian, for example. So that's pretty nice. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. 4 wins in a row. Let's see what we have here. It's our opponent going first, and he's got the Dumont skill, pretty crazy, honestly. So triple set off, and then the skill, the sovereignty also. He's got, so basically just one back row, but he could have, of course, some entraps. This guy that does nothing, a back row and eventually entraps. That's what we have to care about. So we can start with Source the FLEUR. He's got a Book of Moon, but we don't care, because if you flip down the Necro Flare, the effect still gets activated when destroyed. So we can go first further. He gets a draw. We got Sorcerer de FLEUR with the fact that he has nothing in the graveyard, so it's not useful. Dingirsu to send the boy to grave, but of course he's got an entropy effect Veiler, so no Dingirsu effect. At this point we can start with the super quantum stuff. So the white layer was the one special summoned by our opponent because he's the one who chose. So then red to summon the green. At this point, emergency teleport to summon the blue layer, as you can see, plus Magna Carrier. We have just 2 cards though, right? So we don't have 3 because we use Sorcerer de FLEUR, basically. That is the -1 that we don't have. But get what? We tried to pop that just to get the effect of white layer grabbing another card. So he negated Magna Liger, but white layer gives another card. So now we have everything we need to go all the way to the King Magnus. But in theory we could have, but actually we can't. Why? Because when you want to use the effect to summon the king, you first summon the king and then you attach the stuff as material. So in the truth, we don't have room to do that because we have still Dingirsu. So the only thing I could have done, I mean, I did that just because this guy can't attack. At this point, I just went attacking, and he has nothing. But keep in mind, for next turn, we can eventually use the Magna Carrier because we can target also the Xyz from the grave. But we couldn't do that just there. So we had to wait. He's got another couple of Xyz, but guess what? Ouroboros can flip that down. You can use that again, though, to have another one, the scout, and let's see what he's going, what he's up to. Normal summon, because he didn't normal summon yet. All of these monsters were just provided by the skill. At this point, triple Xyz into Ouroboros again, with the effect Dingirsu avoiding destruction, and then he put that to back to hands, but he doesn't make sense, honestly. Then he attacked, and I used Grumples actually to pop that, but I lost by time limit. Keep in mind that I popped the back row, you would have had nothing else except the Ouroboros that has no quick effect. And next turn I could have just used the Magna Liger that you can see right here to summon the king. Shuffle the boy back, I will still have Dingirsu, attack, and I will have won. This was made during the server issues, that's why I ended up with no time, but just to show you that a very nice deck that is, especially if you love Power Rangers. That's almost how you do it, my boys. There you go. Another Dumon back to back, but this time it's us going first, and you can see us. You can see clearly how it is, how you can actually go into the king turn 1. So we got the teleport, and a teleport, of course, it's one of, and it's always gonna be in your starting end because it's a one of a card, and because of the messed up RNG of Konami. But still, with teleport, what it's crazy good is that you can summon both the layer to get the Magna Liger, the Magna Carrier, but also the Alpha, so you get the best out of it. In fact, first special summon this, then the Alpha to mill and search. Basically, we got the red layer to summon the white, and the white to grab another card to discard, and now we're chilling because we have 3 Power Rangers on the field. We have the field spell plus 3 cards to discard in order to go all the way into King Magnus. So, and that's exactly what we're doing, discarding one by one, going first into Luster Rex, then we went for the green one, the Ouroboros, and last but not least, we went for the blue one, the Gramples. At this point, other effect, sent to grave, the materials keeps being attached, so it's a tower with 6 materials, so this means your opponent cannot add cards from the deck to the hand by card effect. It is unaffected, and you can detach one to shuffle without targeting. That's insane. Also, it counts for face up and face down cards, so really insane. He's got just a couple of set and a couple of back rows, but we do know that a couple of back rows do nothing for us. So at this point, we're just attacking, waiting for the perfect card actually to to keep on going. So we were unlucky here. We just got a couple of magnet carrier, but he can't do really nothing. And he scooped at this point because he really couldn't do anything, I guess, because he has no way to provide a monster that can go over 3600. Because actually the only way to get rid of the king is to provide a monster that has more than 3600, but you still have to go through a disruption that is shuffling, right? So that's gonna be tough. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Last but not least, this time is let's see. Oh, it's Sky Striker. Let's speed things up. It's got Vector Blast. I got the it's got this card to mill both decks, and I decided to use the effect of the blue layer to send it back to our deck because we need him. Actually, even though we already have him in our hand. So let's see now what he does. He's got the Shark Cannon, then Engage, Window Anchor, and then he's got a couple of a set. So as you can see, as he ended with the Shark Cannon, and I guess the other one is the one that negates the effect. So we had the Necro FLEUR, no Sage, unfortunately. We started with the green, he negated the effect, still fine, because now we can use the skill to basically go into the Stardust Charge Warrior combo. So we're gonna be able to draw a card plus layer to discard the red and draw another. It's got the Shark Cannon to banish Necrosynchron, that does nothing because we still get the effect out. The green, the red layer summoning the green, and then the power to dragon on the field, even though we already have a Durandal. Then at this point, Soch the FLEUR we just threw to pop the multi-roll, and then the Ngirsu is gonna see in a minute. But first, Durandal, actually, I didn't go into the Ngirsu this time because I just wanted to pop one by one, and I capped the Durandal to Power Tool Dragon for two reasons. Once, because you can send that eventually if you want to avoid his destruction, and second, because if he send that Power Tool to grave, when Durandal is equipped, you get to summon the red boy back on the field, and that's super useful, guys, because if you summon the red layer, you get to add a card from your graveyard, a super quantum monster from your graveyard back to your hand, and that could be super nice to recycle a blue layer or a white layer eventually. So we started attacking. He's got the Ray, we don't care, of course. He's gonna quick link summon in our turn. He avoids one attack, but we can still clear the whole board except for the field spell. He's got also now it's turn, but he's got very low life points at this point. We have a full board. I don't think he can get through that, and in fact he went with the area 0. Still not the crazy stuff. He grabbed also, he had back the Sky Striker. He first the Afterburns to pop those, and then the Window Anchor, as you can see. He stole the Soch the FLEUR, but just for one turn at this point. We don't even have to do anything, but we could have done everything back again with the red and the blue, but there was just no need to do it. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. So in conclusion, I definitely think that Revolution the FLEURs, it's perfect for the super quantum stuff, because it gives you more plays going second. That's where this deck struggles, because if you can't go into your king, you're gonna have troubles. I mean, if you go first and you go into your king, you almost have a guaranteed win, especially against certain decks. But if you go second with a pure super quantum deck, you're gonna have issues because your opponent's gonna be able to interrupt you, and then it becomes tough and tough. But instead, if you start with the FLEUR stuff, you can first trigger some back rows, get rid of them, and then go with the super quantum stuff. That's gonna have a clear field to go through. Anyway, guys, that's all for the explanation. Hope you enjoyed this video. The other new ones from the last mini coming as soon as possible. Of course, I'm gonna give you we're gonna see together in live stream back. Luckily, I wanted to stream also on Sunday. There was a tournament, but I couldn't do it, so because of the game server issues. So we're gonna see today, as always, at 5 p.m. Italy time. See you there. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.